Here I am trying to enjoy the Giants 2-0 for the first time since 2016. Had a great morning, had a great day, but we turn on to these night games, these Monday night games, and Tennessee's getting stomped by Buffalo, who I think is the best team in the NFL right now. They're up right now 41-7, and the Eagles are about to go 2-0 and back up in the division after doing what they're doing at home to the Minnesota Vikings. But we have some good news. We're going to talk about Andrew Thomas, and we're going to talk about newly former Giant Jaylon Smith. What's going on, guys? What's going on, 27 Squad? Welcome back in to another video. Today, we've got some news to talk about with you guys. Andrew Thomas is right now breaking the, statistical world as far as rankings go with tackles and stuff like that, because he's actually getting some notoriety in the mainstream NFL media. Andrew Thomas is ranked currently by PFF as the best tackle in football. Now, we look at his stats, you really can't measure stats. It's to each his own when it comes to stats and offensive linemen, because one website would have, this player giving up this many sacks or pressures, and then a website could have another, right? So you really need to go into it yourself and really look into it, but not a lot of people have access to all 22 film. Not a lot of people want to just dive into all 22 film. It takes a while to do. But that's something I'm going to look at myself. But Andrew Thomas right now is having a year. He is breaking out. You guys know he had a good 2021 season. He had a little bit of the injury bug happen. We know that he has a nagging ankle injury going on. Probably still nagging him to this day. We don't quite know yet, because he kind of plays through it. But he's the best tackle so far behind Rashawn Slater. There's also some names that you wouldn't think would be there, like Cam Fleming, former Giants right tackle. You guys can look at the list now. But the Giants are definitely set with our franchise tackle, Andrew Thomas. And of course, we're waiting for Evan Neal to develop to be just as good. Our bookend tackles, the New York Giants already have it. Shout out to Dave Gettleman for the Andrew Thomas pick, and shout out to Joe Shane for the Evan Neal pick. I'm loving what this offensive line is turning into. Listen, it's going to be a process when it comes to this offensive line. There's going to be a lot of pieces that may take a little bit time to fill, all right? So far, I believe, in my honest opinion, I think the New York Giants have their bookend tackles already. A lot of teams are not, don't have the luxury of having bookend tackles like that. And I'm not, right now, I guess it's not for sure, set in stone bookend tackle with Evan Neal, but he's projected to be as such. But Andrew Thomas, I don't think has given up a sack yet. He hasn't given up a sack so far this season, and I think he's only given up 3 pressures or something like that. I have to go back in the stats. I'll put it somewhere on the screen so you guys can see it, so I won't be talking out my butt there. But he's doing such a great job, and this is perfect for when the Giants, if they move to another quarterback. Now, I know all the Daniel Jones supporters are going to be going crazy. Why are you talking about replacing Daniel Jones? It's not the draft yet. We still have 15 more games to go. I think they're just delaying the inevitable, okay? It's okay to start thinking about a new quarterback. At the end of the day, we're Giants fans, not players fans. I like DJ. I really wanted him to see him succeed here. I don't really want to be on a quarterback carousel every year trying to figure out who's our franchise guy. So, of course, I wanted DJ to work out, but it seemed like the reality of the situation, we are 2 games in, although we are 2-0, and part of it has to do with him. At the end of the day, he doesn't throw for a lot of yards. He has a lot of bad passes. He doesn't read the field, doesn't read the pocket very well. I mean, it's year 4, guys. It's year 4. I don't think I would go ahead and bring him back even on a franchise tag. I would try to look for another quarterback and see where we go from there. But that being said, disregard any of that. I'm just going off on a tangent. Andrew Thomas is going to be a cornerstone piece for whoever we bring in here at quarterback, or if it does remain Daniel Jones. I highly doubt that, but if it does remain Daniel Jones, at least we're going to have a cornerstone piece to protect that quarterback's blind side in Andrew Thomas. So happy with what he's been doing so far this year, and hopefully he continues to do so, and God forbid he gets hurt again, because you guys know we talked about his ankle injury earlier. Next up, I want to talk about Jaylon Smith. The New York Giants just brought in Jaylon Smith, who was signed on late last season former Cowboy. You guys all know he's that former Cowboy. Forgot what school he came out from. I want to say he came from Notre Dame. I could be completely wrong about that. He did come out from Notre Dame. So Jaylon Smith coming out of Notre Dame, he was hurt going into the draft, so he dropped out of that first round. A lot of people said he would have been a top 5 guy in that draft, and he dropped out of the first round, went second round. The Cowboys took a chance on him. I believe he missed most of his rookie season. I could be wrong about that. And then he started playing again, and he actually did a pretty damn good job. He played all 16 games. I mean, he hasn't missed a lot of time whatsoever. 3 out of the 4 full seasons he was with Dallas, he had over 100 combined tackles, and that one is his rookie season where he had a little less than 100 tackles. He had 81 tackles, and he's always been pretty consistent as far as tackling goes. I know Cowboys fans, I believe, had an issue with his covering skills. He was supposed to be, one of the better cover guys, one of the best all-around linebackers to come out of a draft in a while. That's why he was so regarded, as a top 5 pick in his respective draft. So a lot of people really liked his versatility, but that kind of was inconsistent when he was with the Cowboys. So that's obviously why they went in different directions, eventually getting Leighton Vander Esch, and then eventually getting a guy like Micah Parsons. They just keep, and then Jabril Cox, and they just keep, filling up that linebacker position, kind of weeding out Jaylon Smith slower and slower. And eventually they did. Green Bay picked him up. They didn't like him. They threw him on the streets, and then the Giants picked him up in the same season. So he was part of 3 teams in one season. And the Giants, I thought he would actually be given a chance to try to make this roster with how, I guess, weak our inside linebacking core is. But he was let go. He wasn't brought back, and the Giants tried to go into the season with Blake Martinez, Tay Crowder, and the guys we've drafted, along with former draft picks Carter Coughlin and Cam Brown. But now we bring him back due to the fact that we have Darian Beavers. He's been out for the year. He got hurt in the preseason. Blake Martinez was mysteriously released. Nobody knows what's going on with him. He also has not been picked up by a team yet, which is weird. And then, we have a lot of inconsistencies with Tay Crowder, who's just not that good, and Austin Calitro. Micah McFadden didn't even play last week. I don't know what the hell was up with that. But I think this is a good move. Now, do I think he's going to fix everything as far as the linebacking core goes? No, I don't think so at all. But he's going to be a guy to put in that rotation. And honestly, I think he'll be a better guy to put in nickel and dime sets just because he's a little bigger. And on top of that, he's faster. He's faster and bigger, more fluid with his hips, is able to, get sideline to sideline more so than a Tay Crowder is. So I don't think this would immediately take Tay Crowder's job, but they are definitely going to be in the rotation together. And I think Tay Crowder will still have that nickel and dime role packages until Jaylon Smith can get more accustomed into what Wink Martindale wants to do, and maybe you might see more Jaylon Smith if he survives the rest of the season. So that being said, guys, that is the major news that we have to talk about a day after our 2-0 start. We're going to be active on this channel, very active. We're going to be going into the film. I'm going to be watching the film tomorrow, and I have off on Wednesday, so the video will be posted sometime early Wednesday, would be our film review. And then I may do some other Giants related videos later on, and then I also am going to do my Know Your Opponent live stream, which we're going to be going into the Dallas Cowboys, where we're watching live film on the Dallas Cowboys Friday night. So that being said, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed, subscribe if you guys are new, and I'll see you guys in the next video.